gospel this evening, our fifth Wednesday in Lent, is taken from John 1, verse 5. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Here we are, the fifth Sunday of Lent. Who would have in a million years ever thought that this is where we would be? In an empty church, a sign of love of a community who doesn't come together, but instead worships in how we live, and worships in each of our own living rooms, family rooms, our bedrooms and kitchens. Welcome this night, the fifth Sunday of Lent. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness will not overcome it. So you and I, each one of us, where are we this night in our hearts and our thoughts? How is it we're living now in this time, and every day is unknown, almost every minute we're not sure what happens next, do we? But as Christians, we believe above all, and I know you believe it with all your heart as I do, that we are called to be light in the darkness. Just this morning, I was out walking with my dogs, as I always do, and I feel so privileged that I have this place of sanctuary to go to the woods near my home. I was out walking with Barrington and Wellington. The skies are all gray. It was raining and misting. And all of a sudden, I looked up and I saw a young man with a telephoto lens. He was looking up into the trees. I stopped and I said to him, "What is it you're looking for?" But I was at 6 feet away. So were my dogs. And he said, "A barn owl. Can you see her?" I looked up and I kept looking and I kept looking. And finally, in a moment, and I lit up and I said, "I see her, I see her." And it was as if I'd never seen an owl before in my whole life. But I always feel incredibly lucky when I see an owl in the woods. And we stood there staring for a moment at a tiny little barn owl. But as if the light broke through and the smiles crossed our lips, and I said, "Don't you love this place?" And he said, "I do." He said, "Every day I see something. I see fox, I see deer, I see turkey, I see geese, I see trumpeter swans. I see so many things in here, so filled with life." And the light broke through for a moment, and then it was time to take off and leave the owl. So you and I, how is it we are being light in this world right now? And isn't it true? It is for me as I hear these words now. Jesus Christ, you are the light of the world. Let your light so shine before others. I hear these words of Scripture. I hear these words that we have spoken as Christians for so many years. And for now, it seems as if they are more profound. They mean so much more as I hear those words. You are the light of the world. And I think to myself, we, you, me, at a time now, we are called to be light, aren't we? And the words that we've spoken for so many years, Jesus Christ, you are the light of the world. As Christians, we believe and hope in this light of the world, that through this darkness, there will be light, yes? And so we speak these words as Christians. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness will not overcome it. And so is our hope. Light of the world. Annie Lamott writes this, and she's one of my favorites. She said, "Lighthouses don't go running all over an island looking for boats. They just stand there shining." So you and I, we're like lighthouses, aren't we? We stand in our lives and we shine. We shine out with compassion. We shine out with love. We shine out so that people might know that there is hope, that there is light. You and I, we shine on, don't we? David Kessler, the foremost expert on grief, wrote this: "We are all collectively grieving, and we are not used to this collective grief in the air." We are all, aren't we? All of us are collectively grieving in this world right now. We grieve for what was yesterday. We grieve for how we're living today. And we even grieve for how the world will be different one day. we are collectively grieving. And it permeates the air. And so as I hear these words, Jesus Christ, you are the light of the world, and the light shall overcome the darkness. I think how profound are those words. But I also think as lights in the world, the words we speak are often now going to be those words that must be of light. Don't you? You know, I sometimes hear people rattle off or prattle off religious platitudes, and I think carefully, and I think to myself, oh, but we must be careful what we say. I hear people use platitudes that this too shall be over. We must go on. We will get through this. God is in control. Give it over to God. And I think those words, yes, are true, but sometimes they need to be spoken at maybe a better time. Yes, we will get through this, but how do those words sound to someone who's lost their job and they have 3 kids at home and a mortgage to pay and food to buy? Yes, we will get through this, but how? I think of those who have older parents are in the nursing homes, and we hear those words, this too will pass. Yes, but how long must I stand outside the window and wave at my mom? This too will pass, but do we need to speak those words now? Or do we need to speak words of light that speak of hope, of compassion, that speak of solidarity? So we speak those words, God is in control. But how do you say those words to someone who's working as a nurse or a doctor or a technician at Mayo or in the hospitals of Minneapolis when they don't have masks, when they don't have proper equipment to be safe? Perhaps those words need to be spoken later, not now. Perhaps we need to speak the words of light, that we are in this together, that God walks with us as a light shining through the darkness. Perhaps we need to be so tender in what we say to one another and bring light the best that we can. And then sometimes, yes, we have to laugh with all of our heart, and we have to laugh and giggle and be silly and be ridiculously funny sometimes to break through. And that too is light. We hear the words from Scripture, and the light shall overcome the darkness. As Christians, it's our greatest hope. May this night you sense the light of Christ. May you know that what you do, what you say, and how you act is significant, is profound. What you say and what you do as light breaks through the darkness this night. So may God go with us all as we know God does, and may your light shine. Amen. For peace between nations, for peace between people, help us, comfort us all of our days. For all who are servants, especially those teachers and medical who live out your gospel, help us, comfort us all of our days. And for all those who govern, that justice and truth might guide them, help us, comfort us all of our days. For all whose labor in service to others, and there are so many, help us, comfort us all of our days. And for those who have lost their jobs and now wonder how they will feed their families and where they will live, help us, comfort us all of our days. And give weather now that nourishes all of your creation. Be with all farmers Help us, comfort us all of our days. And great and merciful God, you truly are the source and ground of all goodness and life. Give to your people the peace that passes all understanding and the will to live your gospel of mercy and justice through Jesus Christ, who is our light. Amen.